What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Draft Battle. It's NFL Week 12, and we are battling it out to see who could put together the best DraftKings lineup this week in a snake draft format. We have a super special guest with us this week. Super excited to have Cecil Lammey from the FootballGuys here with us as our special guest, breaking it down. Cecil, you are a fantasy football specialist, a Denver sports Broncos specialist.
Yep.
No Broncos on the slate, though. We're gonna have to dive. We're gonna have to go away from the comfort zone a little bit.
Right. No, I like it because then I would just be picking all Broncos. But I love it. Glad to be here. Been working for FootballGuys since 2005, so it's fun, man. Fantasy football is supposed to be fun, and DFS is always fun.
That is what we're all about. We're just having fun. We keep it simple here. We keep it light. We keep it fun, and we all understand we're a bit of a gambling degenerates here, and we don't want to take ourselves all that seriously. Speaking of that, I just want to kind of take a look back last week. Fantasy Fling, Bro Digero himself, takes another win in the battle. So, Fling, I believe you're up to 4-4 with me. Now we're tied. I think it's 4-4. Well, like, we are perfectly even. 4-4 and guest 4.
I'm on a little bit of a heater, so we bring Cecil on. Maybe he can get the fourth win for the guests, and it'll be 4-4-4.
Yeah, so I think that's right. We're 4-4-3 going into week 12.
Yeah.
I don't know what that says about us, Cecil. What is that? We've either had some really good.
I've got some heavy lifting to do, right, to get even for the guests. So the pressure is on, but that's okay. I'm like Bo Nix. I'm okay in the fourth quarter.
There we go. I love it. And since Fling, you won, and Cecil, you're our special guest. You're going to go first, and we're going to go in order, snake draft style. So it's going to go you first, then me, then Fling. Fling, you'll pick twice. Wait, right? And then back to me, and then back to you, and you'll pick twice, like a normal snake draft, like a standard snake draft format. And I will do my best to keep that order going as we're pushing this along, because I'll mess it up a few times, but we'll do our best.
Okay, so I'm up first. I get the very first pick.
You get very first pick. Get your value play in there. Get who's your top guy. NFL Week 12. We're on the main slate.
Yeah, on the main slate here, and it's so tempting, but I'm going to go with the second-year quarterback in Drake May, because Cincinnati doesn't play defense. I know it's expensive for me, but I've got to spend up somewhere. I feel it's great, especially against the Bengals. I know it's on the road. Maybe weather's a factor, but hey, Drake May plays in New England, so weather's always a factor. I'm going to go Drake May against that Bengals defense, and maybe Joe Flacco does enough where the Bengals have to keep their foot on the gas. Maybe. So, again, without Jamar Chase, we'll see how easily they could do that. But yeah, give me Drake May for $6,900.
Drake May, a candidate for the MVP potentially this year. He's been incredible. Josh Allen light is what I call him right now. Just a young Josh Allen out there kicking ass. I like the pick. But you probably will need Flacco to cooperate.
Yes.
For that one to work out.
Yeah, with Andrea Iosivas likely filling in for Jamar Chase, it's a bit different, but I just love that matchup against Cincinnati.
And by the way, I don't mind a little Iosivas. Spoiler alert for later later on in this one. All right, I think I'm on the clock, and I'm going to go the opposite way. I'm going to pay down at quarterback. I'm going to try to save a little money for my running backs this week. I'm going with my guy Jacoby Brissett back at home against the Jaguars. Jaguars coming off that miraculous, exhausting victory. Unexpected. Hit the road. Play terrible defense. I see Fling wanted Brissett. He's making a face.
He's been my guy. He's helped me get the wins the past couple of weeks.
He has helped.
What is this your guy?
Yeah, well, I feel like he's my guy now. So I took him. All right. Fling, you're on the clock. Double pick.
All right.
I got my pick in there. Oh, the order is crazy on my screen, but you're on the clock. Double pick.
That's fair. That's fair, though. Great picks. You guys started out at quarterback, so I'm not going to pick mine. I don't need to. But wait to the end. I'm going to go with Bam Knight. It's looking like Amari DiMercado is going to miss week 12. I'll go with the value, $4,900.
Zani. I like it. You got a double pick coming up here, but With Zani, you know that the Cardinals are going to screw you over by plucking Michael Carter off the practice squad again and giving him all the touches or doing something. They're going to do something to mess it up.
You're probably right. So with my double pick, I'm going to pay up a little bit. I'm going to go with Bijan Robinson. Kirk Cousins at this point in his career, I do not think he is very good. Now, we've seen it past, year plus at this point. I think they're going to heavily rely on the run game here. Maybe a lot of dump offs to Bijan Robinson against New Orleans. So let's ride Bijan this week.
I like it. All right. So let me just get my order. I believe, Cecil, I feel like we should be back to you.
Okay. Looking over, trying to find some value plays here. And we know the Pittsburgh situation is interesting. And is it Mike Tomlin riding the hot hand? Is that hot hand Kenneth Gainwell? I just look at that number at 5,500 with the potential to lead that backfield against the Bears. Give me Kenneth Gainwell at the running back position. Trying to find some value here and trying to save a little money so I can spend it elsewhere. I'm not going to tell you guys where, though.
I like it.
Kevin, I think you skipped yourself, though.
Did I skip myself? I'll take it, though.
All right, so I'll go there. I'll get my other pick in.
Yeah, we'll have Cecil have Gainwell, but you could do pick.
Yeah. Keep Gainwell. I'm curious. So Jaylen Warren, high ankle sprain, done, right? We won't see him for a while.
You'd imagine high ankle sprains. What's funny about a high ankle sprain? It's a broken leg. It's a small fracture, so that usually takes about a month. So
yeah, he won't be bothering anybody anymore for a while. And will they bust out the rookie Caleb Johnson this week? I say no. I think Kenny Gainwell might get the full run. I'm going to stay on. See, I'm really nervous about this pick because this is a dangerous one for me. I want to take Emmanuel Wilson. I'm going to take Emmanuel Wilson.
It's a good one. Yeah. I was going to do it.
I have concerns that my concern is primarily, here we go. My concern is primarily that Jacobs is a warrior and he might just be back next week. Like, he will want to play. But if he doesn't play, I think Emmanuel Wilson is the lock button best play on the slate of any running back because he's going to get the full run as a home favored running back against what I consider to be a somewhat dead team in the Packers. So do I have a double pick? Is that how this goes, Fling?
It should be my second pick then. If I just messed up and went too early. So I'm going to go Gainwell, and then I'm going to go with my double pick.
Yeah, there we go.
Which my next pick is, and it might have been your pick, but I'm also thinking of somebody else here. And on just today's edition of the Audible on our waiver wire show, I had mentioned that is Rico Dowdle kind of a verb now? There's somebody getting dowdled out there. Sounds dirty. It's not dirty, but is that going to happen to Travis Etienne in Jacksonville? Because I'm going to take Bashal Tutin at 4,600. Again, if I combine my running backs, what is that? Oh God, math. 10,100 for two backs in Bashal Tutin and Kenneth Gainwell. I'm going back-to-back running backs, and I'm going to go with Tutin. The guy, remember, they wanted RJ Harvey very bad.
Yes.
Very bad. And because they couldn't get Harvey, they went with Bashal Tutin. And with Liam Cohen, is Tutin his kind of Bucky Irving a little bit? We've seen flashes. I'd like to see more, and I'm certainly rolling the dice. We see more this week.
Worth a shot.
Love it.
Tutin, absolutely 50-50 split level with ETN right now. So it does look like they like him over there. I'm a little concerned about that Q tag on him. He did come out of the game, but he was tearing it up.
Yeah.
Before that happened.
And they traded Bigsby because they had Tutin. So
yeah,
they love this kid.
Tutin's great. All right. I think it comes back to me. Yeah, I'm in between. So that'll come back to my pick here. I've got Brissett. I've got Manny Wilson. I'm going to go and do something a little unconventional here, and I'm taking my tight end, mostly because I want to block everybody else from the tight end GOAT himself, the man who has Trey McBride is outscoring wide receivers. He's outscoring anybody priced in the zone. 11, 13, 9, 13, 11, and 11. I mean, the double-digit targets are crazy. I don't expect Marvin Harrison Jr. to be back this week. So I'm stacking up the brisket with Trey McBride here to start this lineup out. And Fling, we are back to you on a double pick.
I knew you were going to do it. I had a double tight end build queued up. And you know what's funny though, Geek? I did my cheat sheet, my cash sheet last week for DFS Army subscribers, and it was the one time that I was like, pay up at tight end, because I always say pay down because it's such a position of volatility. And we paid up. We got Trey McBride, and we won 100% of our cash games last week. So
beautiful. Hopefully, you got Kittle in there too. I liked the McBride Kittle combo last week. Nice.
Such a stud. No, I mean that was such a great combo last week.
Yeah.
But all right, so I'm gonna pivot a little bit. I will go with Devonta Smith against Dallas.
Ooh, okay.
Start players against Dallas. Start running backs. Start wide receivers. Start everyone against Dallas. So
I like it. You got a double pick, but Devonta Smith, great start. Great start.
I couldn't get Trey McBride, so I'll settle on Devonta Smith. And then with Sam Laporta on IR this week, I'm going the pay down tight end. Do what I normally do. I'm going to go with Brock Wright at 3K.
Ooh, okay.
Wow.
That was unexpected.
It could prove to be tremendous value.
Yeah. They got the Lions have a 30-point implied team total. Every now and then, Brock Wright will catch a touchdown anyway. So with Sam Laporta out, I like that value at tight end this week.
I like it too. I think that was you know what? It didn't occur to me when I did my first look at this slate, but I think I want to get him involved in my player pool this week. I'm going to join you there this week in real life. So I like that call quite a bit. Brock Wright is basically Laporta 2.0. Like he just plays that role when Laporta's not there and does the same stuff. I'm going right back. So I believe it's back to me.
Yes,
and
sir.
Then Cecil, we're over to you for the double pick.
Yep.
So from here, I'm going to continue to build out this Brissett stack, and I'm just going Michael Wilson. Oh, Kev, you're chasing last week. That's right. I am chasing last week. It was great. And I say more of the same against the Jaguars. Why not? Go back to what works. Double stack, Brissett, Wilson, Trey McBride. Maybe we'll even think. And Cecil, you got that Basil Tootin comeback. You're ready coming back. So if this is working, your lineup's working a little bit as well.
And Michael Wilson, I remember him at the Senior Bowl a couple of years ago. I mean, just very impressive with his concentration and sideline awareness. Dynasty-wise, we've been waiting for him to break out, and he's done that, at least last week. So, yeah, I'd take that same chance, especially with that price tag.
Wilson always, to me, looked the part. He has that athleticism. Yes. Yep. He has that length. He looks like he should be a great football player. But then we never really saw any of it until last week's game. That was really the first time I kind of remember ever seeing him even somewhat dominate a game. So maybe they found something.
Yeah, and I think kind of what we saw with Kyler Murray just crushing, Trey McBride's like true value is we just needed a better quarterback in there to bring that out in Michael Wilson.
What round did Michael Wilson go? He was a dynasty kind of sleeper. Was he like a third round pick in the real life draft?
Was it third or was it fifth? It seems like it was third. It wasn't as long as maybe some people thought he would be, but an incredible player with upside that we're just starting to see.
Yeah, no doubt. We may never see it again. By the way, that could have been an anomaly. That might have been a one-off. All right, Cecil, you're back on the clock. You got a double pick.
Well, I was going to go with Noah Fant, but I changed my mind because, again, we're looking for targets without Jamar Chase. I think Fant makes a lot of sense, but I kind of want to do it to troll you with the Jet stuff in the background. I'm going to take a guy that I call Auntie Chill because Mason Taylor, and of course his auntie is Joy Taylor. I know. Frank Gore Jr. said that, but still, Auntie Chill is who I'm going with. Give me Mason Taylor, 3,400. And when you have a veteran take over like Tyrod Taylor, what's a guy do? He's going to lean on a tight end, right? Especially with wide receivers down. You're going to lean on a guy like Mason Taylor. Again, back to the Senior Bowl. Very impressive athlete. And we're just tip of the iceberg with this guy. Jets got a great one for the future with Auntie Chill, Mason Taylor. He's on my team with my first of my back-to-back picks.
I love it. His dad, Jason Taylor, former Miami Heat player, does now go to the Jets games to watch him with some smoking hot babe. Who I don't know if it's his mom or just Jason Taylor being awesome.
I think it's his wife.
Is it? But I don't know that means it's Mason's mom. I mean, that if it is, my goodness,
fantastic.
Good on him.
Also, good movie with him in it on Apple TV. Neighbors. He was in Neighbors.
Okay, yeah, that is a good movie. Good movie.
Yeah,
I like
or
that
series
poll.
rather.
My second pick, because I'm going to stack him with Drake May. And remember when Stephon Diggs wasn't catching touchdowns? Now look at how Stephon Diggs is catching touchdowns and doing everything there with New England. Since I have Drake May, I'm going to grab me some Stephon Diggs here for $6,500. I feel that's a fair price.
There is the beautiful stack. If May is getting it done, he's got to pull someone along with him.
And hey, he's got 4 kids on the way, so we know he can score.
Oh, bump zing! I need one of those. I need a bump zing for the edits.
I was just gonna get the pink baggie of whatever was in there, and I'm good. Give me a boat. Is he like Step Brothers, Boats and Hoes?
Yes.
Oh yeah. By the way,
Nina, the Pinta, the Santa Maria, and whatever Stephon Diggs boat was named.
Mm-hmm.
And whatever was in the pink baggie, we don't know. But we want to try some
sangria mix.
I'm sure. All right. I think it's back to me and then over to you, Fling, for the double pick. So if I am working that correct. All right. So we've got Brissett. We got Wilson. We got the stack build. Where to go next? I'm going to running back here, and I'm just going to pay up and see if I can put a stud in here and figure out how to make a lineup work with someone this studly in there. That's Jahmyr Gibbs coming off of the smash game. All right, I'm going to call it a good game last week. Not a smash game, but it's the Giants. They're not that good at stopping the run, and I think that the Giants will actually put some offensive pressure on the Lions this week just based on Dart coming back. Dart is the man. That line is too wide. It's not a Dart line. The line on the game, the Lions by 11, that's a Winston line. It's not a Dart line. I don't know what Dart is capable of. So I think a closer game than expected. Give me some Jahmyr Gibbs this week. I'll go for it. Fling, over to you. Double pick.
I like that. Like that pick. So I'm going to go start off a dud. Game of the week. He's not going against Denver's defense this week. Give me Rashee Rice. 77 hundo.
Solid.
Paying up for that one. Kansas City's desperate. They're totally desperate.
Yeah. They need to win this game. Clearly.
This game has monster potential.
Yeah.
Because KC does need to win. They're back against the wall.
They could be knocked out of the playoffs if they lose this one. They're almost 100%. There.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. I don't think they lose another game. Like, how could the Chiefs lose? How could they miss the playoffs? What is going on? Up is down. Cats and dogs.
Well, they're not winning one-score games like they were last year. What were they, 11-1 or 11-0 in one-score games last year? Like statistically, even advanced data-wise, because I have to battle that locally on the airwaves of like, well, yeah, Denver beat KC, but KC's not what they used to be. No. They're actually statistically almost even, identical to what they were a year ago in efficiency numbers, roster-wise, almost identical. They're just not winning tight games. And in this league, you got to do almost every game's tight.
Yeah. It's shocking because Mahomes is actually having a retro year. I mean, he's looking like 2022 Mahomes out there, putting up big numbers. I actually think the roster improved. Now they have Rashee Rice back. They should be playing better. So some reason defensively, it hasn't been the same this year for the Chiefs. And I think the running game, just having none of it hasn't helped them that much. But I think it's variance. I think they will win this week and make a push for the playoff spot.
Yeah, But when Holmes has his back against the wall, I'm sure you're going to get the best version of Holmes for sure.
Do. Did you do 1 or 2 picks, Fling?
So I went with Rashid Rice, but I'm going to also take Rome Odunze.
Rome.
Yeah. One of the best matchups this week on paper, actually the top matchup on paper. The Pittsburgh Steelers give up 41 DraftKings points per game to opposing wide receivers. So let's cue up some Rome Odunze. And they're at home. So that's a plus. I know, Geek, you were talking about home and away splits for Caleb Williams. It's been very important this year playing at home. So
yeah. Look, Cecil, check this out. Caleb, it's so obvious when he's in a road game that it's 10. Home 25. Home 38. Oh, he was on the road. Like, it is just so clear, except for this one smash of the Saints. Every good game has been at home. Every terrible game has been on the road. It is the most dramatic home road split you're going to see. And he's back home this week, Fling. That's a good call.
Yeah, let's do it.
Back home.
Hey, when his nail salons in Chicago are the ones he liked the best, that's where, I mean, he feels comfortable. You want to get your mani-pedi? You want to go purse shopping? Like, it's all in Chicago right there, baby.
Bobby, wow. I hope you're not hearing this right now.
The fact that purse shopping has to be part of the routine is, listen, the kids these days, what they're into, I don't know.
Hey, I'm a Star Wars nerd, and Chewbacca had a satchel.
That's fair.
If Chewbacca's gonna have a satchel, I can carry a purse. I don't care.
You might hear about this on the radio this week, but I'm pretty sure that Juwan Jennings showed up to his post-game interview carrying a Prada dolphin purse bag thingy, and people are like, bro, what are you wearing? It looked like it was shaped like a dolphin.
Okay.
And it was either, I don't know the brands. I think it was like a Louis Vuitton, but it was shaped like a dolphin, and it's just a little man bag. I'm like, bro, what is happening? These guys have too much money and too much time to pick things out that are weird. Very strange. You might have to address that. So I'm going to try to spend down again for this next pick. I think it's back to me and then over to you for the double pick. So Cecil, be prepared. Double tap coming up. But I want to go with a player from Jacksonville to bring back against Arizona. And I'm kind of looking at Jacoby Myers here, thinking, why not? So under 5K, Jacoby Myers keeps the lineup somewhat relevant, keeps it clean. I've got 3 picks left, plenty of salary to finish this thing out. So I'm feeling pretty good about it. Cecil, back over to you. You got the double pick.
Yeah, I've got the double pick. And when I think of Indy KC, I think the desperation of Kansas City. I think of Jonathan Taylor running it down their throat. I think of Steve Spagnuolo adjusting defensively and opening up the deep shots off of play action to Alec Pierce. $5,000? Like, that's way too cheap for the number one deep threat in the league. Alec Pierce at $5,000 just seems like easy money to me.
Oh, I love the take on that. Pierce has almost been like the leading wide receiver for this team, quietly. Everybody thought it was going to be obviously Pittman, but Downs. Everybody thought Downs was going to have the big year. It turns it's been Pierce that's been having the big year. And to your point, a lot of these games, Danny Dimes has not had to throw. He hasn't had to because Jonathan Taylor puts the team on his back. So in this case, against the Chiefs, he has to throw. There you go. Pierce with a smash spot. All right, one more pick. You've got plenty of salary remaining. You're gonna be good.
Yeah, 18,000 remaining for 3 players. But I look, because I've got some ideas for my flex. But I look at this and I'm considering, of course, I've already mentioned Andre Yosevich, who's at $4,100. I'm like, I love that. That's good. But I look at Christian Watson. And Minnesota, okay, we can talk about their defense. But if I look at a $4,600 price tag for a number 1 receiver, that just almost doesn't make a whole lot of sense. So give me Christian Watson here. So I've got a $6,500 receiver in Stephon Diggs. I got a $5,000 receiver in Alec Pierce and a $4,600 receiver in Christian Watson. I love that all day.
You might get to Jonathan Taylor with that last pick by the time it's all said. You might have the extra money. I've
got plans. I've got plans. Yeah.
Christian Watson is a dynasty sort of darling, right? We loved him for a second. Gets hurt. But he had looked so good. Give it first for next year. Gets hurt again. So he's been kind of riding my dynasty IR for the last couple of years. So I would love nothing more than Christian Watson to emerge from his injury cocoon into a real NFL player. What did they say? One foot was shorter than the other. I can't remember. He had some hamstring issue where like one foot was a little longer than the other. I don't even remember what it was, like what they worked on with him to try to deal with those injury issues, but I hope he's over it. I really do. He looked great the first couple games back.
And speaking of dynasty and Alec Pierce, Cecil, I picked him up a couple of years ago in dynasty. It was like, he was a what the heck flex guy for me.
Oh yeah.
And he's really kind of developed a floor now. And it's crazy.
Right.
He's been a good player.
It's been a good player. And usually downfield guys like that are kind of feast or famine. I'm not saying he's Deshaun Jackson, but when you're a regular part of an offense that's pretty dynamic. And again, all praise to Jonathan Taylor because of how he set things up for Daniel Jones.
Absolutely. And Dimes, by the way, another resurrected piece that I thought was going to be on the waste bin. All right, I'm back on the pick, and then Fling, it's over to you for 2.
Okay.
I'm going with the defense here for 2 reasons. One, I have one defense pay down option that I think is really good. But more importantly, I need to know how much salary I have left for the last couple spots, and I can't math it out in my brain. So I like to put it on the screen. So I'm going with the Saints at home against Kirk Cousins, the captain himself, Captain Washed. How washed is Cousins at this point? Like, I really want to believe he's going to snap out of it, but I don't think so.
No, I don't think so. And unfortunately, I've known Zach Robinson for years. He was my son's quarterback coach in high school. Went to the same high school as Zach Robinson. Sick brag, bro. But I think they're going to make so many changes, probably including Zach, because Kirk Cousins is Captain Wash, no doubt.
Yeah, and with Penix now done for the year, we're gonna experience it in firsthand. I don't blame Kirk. I think he's had a great career. I think maybe that injury was too much to overcome, or maybe not. Sometimes these guys resurrect. So we'll see.
There was definitely a point last year when it was obvious that the injury happened because, it was a new system and he started slow, but then he started getting hot and then he just fell off. And it was pretty obvious, and he just hasn't really been the same since.
No. Yeah. After the injury, really gross. Fling, you're back on the clock. You've got 2 picks, 3 actual picks left in total, and you've got $4,700 per position remaining. So you're going to have to kind of find some, finagle some salary here to make it work.
Yeah. So I'm going to cue in Jameson Williams in the flex. Kind of the same thing. As soon as Dan Campbell took over the play calling, they made an emphasis to get him involved. And it's kind of funny because they were like, oh, I don't know how we get Jameson Williams involved more. We got to take a look at that. I'm like, okay, why don't you just watch the Ben Johnson offense from last year? Why don't we do that? And then Dan Campbell takes over the play calling, and suddenly he's getting, 7 targets. He's smashing. So I think he's underpriced at 5,700. And I think with Laporta out, maybe even more volume goes to his way. Nothing else is going to be consistent. So give me Jameson Williams.
I like it. He's in there. And you got a second pick. Are you going Goff here? Are you going, are you stacking up Goff with Wright and Williams?
I was thinking about going with Caleb, but since I got a double stack, I might as well just make it correlate and go with Jared Goff.
There you go.
Here's my thought process. If we get Jackson Dart this week, we could potentially get the Giants to actually push the Lions for this game to be, a game where they don't just rely on Gibbs and David Montgomery, and maybe it can be back and forth a little bit. Or maybe we'll be jamming with J-Mo and we'll get the Jameis or Jameis Winston game where he's just slinging it all over the field.
can't go wrong with Jameis indoors, but I do think it's Dart. Cecil, I have a question for you. In the dynasty community, the super flex dynasty and the fantasy, but the super flex, what is the at this point, where would you rank Dart if you're in your dynasty league?
Right.
And I'm like, I'm a Giants fan. I'm trying to cock-a-maim some random excuse for why I want to get Dart from you when I'm really just trying to steal him, right? And I have a quarterback. So I offer you Joe Burrow for Dart. Are you saying, yeah? Where is the line of Dart demarcation?
Right. The line of Dart demarcation. Now, I may be the last person to ask because I was not very high on Jackson Dart in the pre-draft process. Again, appreciated what he did at the Senior Bowl, but I've always compared him to like a more swaggy Drew Lock. So I understand he's been better than that. I've been wrong about Jackson Dart to this point in his young career. Where's that ceiling at? Is it always going to be limited by his gambling mindset? I know Burrow's never healthy, but I'm always going to stick on the side of that talent that Joe Burrow has. So I would actually say, nah, brah, if anyone offered me Dart for Burrow in a dynasty format.
You're keeping Burrow.
I'm keeping the old man that's hurt all the time. Yes.
Yeah.
The old guy. That's all right. All right. Wait. Let me push down the list a couple spots, right?
By the way, can the Bengals please trade T. Higgins this offseason and get some picks and get some help along the offensive line so we can get Joe Burrow to stay healthy?
Not going to happen. Not going to happen.
They're not going to do it, but they should.
I'm trying to think out like Jaden Daniels or Dart.
I had Jaden as my number one quarterback a year ago. Caleb 2, Drake 3, Bo 4. I didn't have a first round grade on JJ McCarthy, and Penix was a second rounder to me as well. So I'm always been worried, like I was about RG3, like I was about Deshaun Watson. Yes, I know it's much different now, but whenever you have that small lower body, it's a bit of a concern. But if you want to call me a Jaden Daniels stan, I would raise my hand. Like, so for me, Jaden Daniels, even now with these injury concerns that were always there coming out of LSU, it's still Jaden for me.
Yeah.
Trying to figure where we would. Bo Nix.
Wrong guy to ask.
Oh, that's right. Well, for the brand.
Yeah, for the brand. Right.
Baker Mayfield. Well, Baker, you're going to go on age. So we'll keep that conversation going. Baker, Purdy. I'm taking Dart ahead of these guys.
Yeah, I mean,
there's definitely Neighbors. When Malik Neighbors is healthy, you know what I mean?
It's going to be better. It's going to get so much better for them.
The problem with Dart though, they gotta figure out a way for him to not get concussions. I mean, he's heading the Tua route at this point.
I mean, they know how to do that. Stop running the guy around like a lunatic. It's
the other thing is fit. And sorry to interrupt there, but the dirty secret in the NFL is it's all about fit.
Sure.
So if I say we have no idea who Dart's coach is right now, I go, oh, okay. Like, let's say maybe people would hate this example, but let's say they go, we're going to get Clint Kubiak. I would go, okay, with Dart, I could see that working in a Shanahan system, heavy play action, wide zone concepts, kind of Jake Plummer it up a little bit, if you will, and maybe like a Jay Cutler is how he would look in a Shanahan system. So it's all about fit, and right now we don't know who Dart's coach is, so that complicates things further.
That is fair. And I've also, I mean, the downside of the argument is these running quarterbacks like Dart and even Jaden, you always see the same thing happen. In year two, they start coaching them up to stay in the pocket, learn how to become a pocket passer, and this and that and the other thing. And it frequently ruins them, or at least it ruins their fantasy production for a little bit when they try to figure that out. All right, I'm back to my second to last pick. I got the flex open. I'm going with Jerry Jeudy as my third wide receiver. Now, obviously, Cleveland stinks, and Jerry Jeudy, not that exciting this year, but Shador's coming, and I think he wants to throw it. And who's going to throw it to but Jeudy? The Raiders don't scare me at all defensively. I think this could be a spot where Jerry Jeudy has like a nice little game for 4K. And it opens up a really nice little spend for my last spot. And I'll have to figure out what to do there, but I'm happy to worry about that when I get to it. So I'm plugging in Jerry Jeudy for another low cost 3 sub 5K wide receivers on the team. Not my usual way.
Geek, I support it. The Browns, they have one of the best matchups on the slate, believe it or not, especially wide receiver. Jeudy, top 3 matchup for wide receivers. And you know what? I may be a CU homer a little bit. I went to CU grad, but Shedeur definitely with a whole week of practice and preparation, I think he can definitely support at least one wide receiver. So, and we saw it with Travis Hunter. I mean, Travis Hunter was a Heisman. He can support one wide receiver.
I like it.
I hope it works out for Shedeur because I may not want to admit this publicly, but he was my number 1 quarterback. I felt like Corey Chavis when Reggie McNeil was on the board forever, and he just kept saying he's my best quarterback, and that wasn't the case. So hopefully Shedeur does something.
Shedeur was so mysterious this year, and I'm watching. As a long-suffering Jets fan, I was already kind of like, are we going to grab Shedeur here? Like, I know it wasn't the plan coming in, but our team stinks. Let's take a shot. But no, Browns. All right. So Cecil, I believe we're back to you for a double pick to close out this lineup.
Double pick to close out this lineup. And there he is, number 28 on the field, number 1 in your hearts, Jonathan Taylor. Easy call. Damn. Easy call. With that much money left over, able to do that. And then when I look at my defense, I go, okay, where can I find some special things for my defense? Because looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them are out of my price range with $3,500. I don't want to take the Raiders. I don't really want to take the Falcons. Bears, maybe, against Mason Rudolph. At home. All right. Yep. Oh, no. Jacksonville against Arizona. Give me Jags. $3,200. Jacksonville is my defense.
There it is. Yep. Closing it out.
There we go.
I like it.
I like my team.
You got a good team with Gainwell getting the start.
We'll do a little postmortem at the very end. We'll talk about every team.
Yeah.
I'm going to jump back over to myself. I got 8,200 left. Easy decision here. I'm just going to throw the Sun God in there because that's what I can afford.
There you go.
Might as well. No worries there. And over to you, Fling, for your final pick, 2,500. You cannot take the Saints.
No. I'm going to take the Vikings. These divisional games, they can get a little weird. It can be low scoring for sure. These divisional teams, they know each other very well. So 2,500, not a lot of money left. I think that's the best option on the board.
I love it. All right, let's do a little recap, guys. Fling, this is your lineup on the screen. You got a Goff stacked with Brock Wright and Jamo Williams lineup. Zonovan Knight in there. Bijan in there. Devonta Smith, who I really like that against Dallas. Why don't we take more players from the Eagles? I don't know. They're against Dallas. What were we all thinking? We all missed on that one, except
Barkley would have been the other one, or Goddard.
Yeah, I can't play AJ Brown. I don't know. I'm not.
He's killing my dynasty team. He used to crush it for my dynasty team. He's killing.
No, brutal. Rashee Rice up top in that great matchup with the Colts, and finished it out with Vikings defense. Good stuff. Cecil
and Odunze.
And Odunze, of course, yeah, good stuff. Cecil coming in strong with Drake May, the top quarterback on the slate. Stack him up with Steffi Diggs. We got a couple of pay down options going on with Gainwell and Bajol Tootin. Alec Pierce, the deep threat in that Chiefs-Colts game. Christian Watson, Jets player, Mason Taylor in there. His older brother, Jonathan, at the running back position. And Jaguars defense leaving a couple pennies on the table, a purpose-picked defense. I kind of think, like, I'll just going back to defense. I like which was one? I feel like Browns.
I'd considered them. For sure going up against the Raiders.
The Raiders stink.
Yeah, the Raiders are absolutely awful, but I also don't like trusting Cleveland for much of anything with an unknown with Shedeur. So give me Jacksonville. And yeah, I think Mason Taylor's probably the riskiest of the picks of, like, if he works out, great. And if he doesn't, that's a miss. But I'm also, again, betting on Tyrod Taylor, like leaning on him. So
who else is he going to throw to? The Jets don't have anybody.
Yeah, it's Mason Taylor.
Got to be
Adonai Mitchell, maybe. Silly for the Millie maker only play.
Beautiful. And of course, and I went through all three just now, right? I'm just remind myself that I just did that. All right, great stuff.
Yeah.
Cecil, thank you so much for popping on with us. This was awesome, super knowledgeable, and really great on the show. So I appreciate that.
I just want to say, I've listened to Cecil for literally 15 plus years, fantasy football content. Football Guys, the Audible. Cecil's been doing that for 20 years. He's one of the OGs in the space. Every day, 104.3 The Fan, 10 to 2 Mountain Time. So find his work. He's one of the brightest in the space and a real X's and O's guy. So not just a spreadsheet guy, X's and O's in the fantasy space. And those are hard to come by these days.
Well, I appreciate you all for having me on. And listen, we love this great game. It's a fantastic game, and I'll never learn everything, but I kind of want to.
Yeah, we're having fun. Right. That's right. We're having fun doing a hobby that we all love, and I think that's a really great thing. Well done, everybody. All right, good luck this week to everybody. Let's see how it goes, and we'll see you guys back here to see who the winner was in the battle. And Cecil, of course, will let you know, but only if you win. If you didn't win, we're not going to say anything, because who wants to say anything? We only bring positive news. All right, good luck, everybody, and we'll be back later in the week with tournament tactics, the showdown breakdown, and all that good stuff. Like, subscribe, and we'll see you all later. Take care, everybody.